in 1903 to 1977. Charlotte.
All art is at once surface and symbol.
What are you looking at?
Posing as 3 Victorian gentlemen, Henry, Basil, and Dorian.
More specifically, posing as 3 Victorian sodomites. Robbie, Bosie, and Oscar. A picture of Dorian Gray.
Published in 1890 by Oscar Wilde. We all know it.
Or at least you've looked up the Wikipedia synopsis.
Portrait, attic, decadent, sin.
Etc. We've been telling it for years.
Those who read beneath the surface do so at their peril. If they knew who he really was, they would tremble.
Maybe that's why we've been telling it for years. Who knows?
It is a spectator and not life that art really mirrors.
That's you.
You're welcome.
Or maybe it could be the author. After all, Wilde himself said that
Dorian was the person he'd most like to be.
Basil was who he was really. And Henry was how the world saw him. It'd be nice if you liked it.
Diversity of opinion about a work of art shows that the work is new, complex, and vital. When critics disagree, the artist is in accord with themselves.
The reviews are in. Mawkish and unclean, effeminate, contaminating. Why must Oscar Wilde go grubbing in much heat? 500 words were removed before his next publication. Wilde himself removed anything that might be considered, well, gay.
We can forgive a man for making a useful thing, as long as he does not admire it. The only excuse for making a useless thing is that one admires it intensely.
Oscar fucking Wilde. A martyr.
A saint.
A sinner.
An artiste.
A homosexual.
A lover.
A husband.
An alcoholic.
Jesus. A prisoner. Slut.
A fucking French magnet.
C1. Rory. London. 80 something. Henry and Basil stand staring at Dorian Gray.
Oh! And before we begin, please remember that all art is quite useless.
So this is it, Basil? Your newest painting?
Yes.
It's really your best work. You must show it at the Grosvenor.
It can never be shown, Henry. It has too much
Lust.
soul in it.
Whatever. He's pretty.
It's more than that.
Yes, he's young, perfectly youthful. Wherever did you pick him up?
The party. He entered and I knew that he was special. He's the grandson of Lord Kelso.
Oh, that filthy, rich, sadomasochistic pile of sideburns. Didn't he tragically banish his daughter? Shame, I hear she was stunning.
Yes. The poor boy grew up all alone in an attic.
That's right, children should be kept outside at all costs.
How are yours?
No idea. So tell me, how many times have you had him? Sit for you.
Barely let him leave my studio. He is my muse.
But I can't wait to meet him.
I don't want you to meet him.
You don't want him to meet me? But he's coming here, isn't he? You said
Please,
that.
Henry. Dorian is my best friend, and if you meet him, you would no doubt spoil him, so I'd like you to leave.
What nonsense you talk.
Please.
Basil? Too late. You simply must introduce me now.
Sorry, I didn't realise you had company. Dorian! This is Woots.
Woots? Bit of a nickname from the old Oxford days, know what I mean? Henry Wotton, charmed and enchanted and all that. Don't be shy, boy, give me your hand.
I'm Dorian Gray.
Oh, I know exactly who you are. And may I just say, Basil, the painting is good, but the real thing is even more delicious.
Pardon? Nothing! He's just drooling over you. We're jealous, you see. We're old and you're young. Hardly. Okay, a few years
Decades.
younger than you, but really, what's age?
Everything.
Woots.
What? He deserves to know what he has while he's got it, or did you want to keep him a little bit dumb? Wanted to keep him a little bit stupid and pliable?
Woots is a terrible influence.
I don't believe a word he says. Why, Basil used to believe everything I say.
Do I have to pause for you, Basil?
Pose.
Yes. You stand here, and we...
Look at you, like you're a piece of meat.
Art! Dorian.
I know you hate the smell, Basil, but I'm having one anyway. Dorian?
No, I don't smoke. So are you really as bad an influence as Basil says you are?
Well, there's no such thing as a good influence, Dorian.
What do you mean?
Well, to influence someone is to give him one is solved. He becomes merely an echo of someone else's voice. Now to realise oneself completely, that is the aim of the age.
I don't get it.
You don't have to. He's being silly.
Of course you do, you just don't want to admit it. Let the senses cure the soul, be the emblem of the age. Show these moral fuckers what they're missing! I'm being serious. With a face like yours, you can do anything.
You're being ridiculous.
See? Good boy, chin up. Am I? It's everything, Dorian. And you possess both youth and beauty.
And money, once I turn 18.
And that makes you the most powerful thing on earth. Use it. Abuse it.
You're very close all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's your skin. It's radiant. You know when you age, all this will be taken from you. Time is a jealous bitch and she will savage a face like yours, so use it, boy. Use it whilst you can. Our senses rot, our muscles fail, we crumble into hideous puppets. We atrophy until we die, haunted by the exquisite temptations we had not the courage to yield to.
Henry! Stop being melodramatic!
Dorian, relax. Wouldn't you like to know how powerful you really are?
I do. I think maybe. Sorry, your expression, it's all wrong. Could you please stop listening? I really must finish this.
The theatre with me tonight. Come, play with me and my friends will show you what I mean.
I'd said I'd dine with Basil.
You did. Woots.
Though I may have a bit more work to do in the background.
Oh, how stuffy, how boring, how dull.
Oh, fine. I'll come. You don't really mind, do you, Basil? Not at all.
Huzzah!
Well, at least look at it before you go. I am
Beautiful and young and everything.
so sad.
Sorry?
I hate it. It's already more younger and more beautiful than I am every single second. It remains the same, perfect, and I will crumble, deteriorate, atrophy, rot, and this will remain. Taunting me, I will die. I would give my very soul to switch places with the face in that portrait.
Don't be silly, child.
Silly. You seem to think everything you disagree with silly. Lord Henry has taught me something, and your painting has proved it. There is nothing but youth. When I grow old, I shall simply kill myself.
Dorian!
You will always be beautiful to me. For how long? Until the first wrinkle, the first blemish?
Fine, if he hates it and you want exhibit, I'll buy him. It, the painting.
No, I must have it.
It's Dorian's, I promised.
To do what I like with it.
As you wish.
Never, ever mine.
Come along now, dearie, time to play with Uncle Harry.
Woots.
What?
Just remember what I asked of you.
I never keep promises, Basil. Not ones I intend to break, anyway.
Wish you'd never met him.
It was fate.
You said that when you met me. I have to go. Stay. Please. Have the painting delivered to my house?
Dorian,
What?
just felt something crawling over me, a feeling then like...
Good night, Basil.
How did we meet? The story is simply this. There was a crush at Lady Brannan's. I was there 10 minutes or so. When I suddenly became conscious that someone was looking at me. I turned halfway round and see Dorian Gray for the very first time. When our eyes met, a curious sensation of terror came over me. I knew then that I had come face to face with someone whose mere personality was so fascinating that if I allowed it to do so, it would consume my whole nature, my whole soul, my very art itself.
I'm Alfred. But everyone calls me Ballsy.
Then I shall call you Bosie. I'm Oscar, by the way.
I know. You're the Oscar Wilde. I read your latest book.
Oh, Dorian Gray. Did you find it mawkish and nauseous like everybody else?
No, I loved it.
How marvellous.
It was. Truly. Everyone at college was desperate to get their hands on my copy. It was perfectly ruined by the time I got it back. I'm at modelling, by the way.
Oh, the old alma mater. That is a shame about the copy. Here, I've got a special edition of it if you'd like. The unpurged version.
I like that.
Oscar, they were... You said we were leaving an hour ago?
Robbie Ross meets...
Lord Alfred Douglas.
Sure, we were supposed to meet the publishers at 10. It's important.
You go on ahead.
Sure.
Now, where were we? I remember you were telling me how marvellous my book is.
Yes. I particularly like the way that you capture London. The London that we know. The beautiful London.
Do you think this is beautiful?
Yes.
Correct. It is sterile, fabulously sterile. It blossoms purely for joy, for passion. It's a work of art. Just like you, dear boy.
The green carnation, to which we have referred, is a white carnation, dyed by plunging its stem in a dye called Malachi green.
Oscar slipped the green carnation into Bosie's evening coat. Bosie caught himself in the glass, stood his favourite stance, left feet bent, arms hanging loose by his side, gazing like a woman gazes at herself before she starts a party.
At the night of Lady Windermere's fan, Oscar's best friends, a score of thoughtless young dandies, scattered themselves in the stalls, all sporting green carnations.
Pose! Henry and Dorian became bestest best friends.
Come along now, Darius, on a conquering part of London street! I shouldn't have possibly let you leave. And where are we now? Captain, then to the Cafe Royale, Salisbury, got a stiff drink at St. James's. I've never been to such places, haven't they, on the reputation? Whatever do you mean? Now crawl your lallies, you fucking whore! I've never been in this part of town that I should go. To the next fucking house party! Knock, knock, sacred password! Are you sure? To the next fucking club! I suppose this is quite fun, isn't it? That's a good point. Shut up. Henry? I can't feel my face. You've had one too many, dearie, now! Let's have 5 more! Can't let the dishes clean themselves! I have no idea what you're saying! You'll soon pick it up and drink up! Are you my friend? Onwards! I can't! Yes, you can! Do you know why? Why? Because you're special! So much more special than these sad, boring, dull, cheesy Monday, middle of the road losers all over! Doesn't that just feel marvellous? Doesn't it feel glorious? I can't feel my face! My woman can't I'm the best and you're my best and best friend! And Gloria cackled, let there be sparkle and it sparkles! The Victorian homosexual quiz! 1800! Were you pet more than most children? Is your wrist flat or round? Then I did it! Hair on your body! Are your shoulders bony or... Is there an exciting line of femininity to trace between the base of your neck and the front of your shoulders? Do you whistle well and naturally like to do so? Do you like to play coquettish with your eyes? Oh, engross me anything! I've seen a hand shaking and so on. Is your grasp vigorous or relative? Do you like to dance and do you take pleasure in attendance? Does the theatre deeply interest and affect you? Guilty! Everyone was obsessed with Henry, Basil, Bosie, Robbie, Oscar. Everyone was obsessed.
Oh, Bosie. It is a wonder that those red rose-leaf lips of yours can be made for the madness of music and song and the madness of kissing.
Yeah, just a little thing.
No. You are simply Grecian, an Olympian, a god, a goddess.
And you are drunk.
A little bit.
I knew it. want us to leave tomorrow.
Then let's stay. Forever. I love you.
You silly old man. I love you too.
That time, Dorian came home steaming drunk and looked at himself in the portrait. The reminder of his new life. He has to hide it.
Cover it. I want to go to the theatre. Come on, theatre!
Oh, what a noble mind here is overthrown. The courtiers, the scholars, the soldiers, eye, tongue, sword. The expectancy of rose and the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mould of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, such the honey of his music blows. Now see that a noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh. Now see that an unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I've seen, see what I see.
I love watching you. You're remarkable. I think your Ophelia is my favourite, but your Juliet and Rosalind are good too, and of course your Viola. I've watched you every night.
I know. I can see you. You're pretty much the only person who pays for the royal box. It's kind of why I call you Prince Charming. It's silly of me. I'm so sorry. I didn't quite catch your name.
No, that's perfect. Call me that, and that's what I shall be.
Oh, well, I'm Sibyl. Sibyl Vane.
Oh, shush, you're Ophelia tonight. This is a madness, but I think we were supposed to meet.
Fate.
I think I love you.
I think I love you too.
Oh, in love!
Now don't ruin it by saying something stupid like...
I love her.
That?
I'm going to propose.
Oh, Christ.
But I have to, otherwise I can't.
Shagger! Are you serious? Dorian, darling, I thought you better than to be so positively Victorian.
Henry, don't debase the greatest love affair I will ever have.
Apologies, do. Go on. Who is the lucky girl?
Sibyl Vane.
Never heard of her.
You will soon. She's just a little actress type thing for now.
Oh, how amusing.
But I will have her made famous. She's very talented. Very, very poor.
Rough trade. She sounds very fashionable indeed.
Oh, you're making fun of me.
Absolutely.
I wish I'd never told you about her.
Dorian, darling, all through your life you can't help but tell me everything you do.
Well, I love her, Henry, and I will love her forever.
How dull. A woman doesn't make a man, Dorian. She stunts him. I swear I've told you all this before.
I'll prove you wrong, Henry. I'll get married and stop hanging out with you and your nasty, messed up friends, always listening to everything you have to say. And when I'm with her, I regret everything you've taught me. Got tired of everything you promised me.
Dear boy, you will never, ever, ever grow tired of me or my friends for that matter.
Well, I'm going to propose. I'm going to ask her tonight.
Good luck.
Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I've seen, see what I see.
Sibyl!
Prince Charming, did you enjoy it? I mean, I don't really like playing Ophelia, you know, the bit where she goes mad and kills herself, it's all a bit horrid.
You are perfectly charming in death. There is something I must ask you. Will you marry me? I want you to be all mine, my Juliet, my hero!
Yes, yes, and I will, my Prince Charming.
Kiss me!
But we are engaged.
Why, yes, of course. I just...
Do you not trust me?
Your face is that of an angel. Of course I trust you. I can't wait to be your wife.
Oscar Wilde. Relationship status. Married with children. Living in a lovely house in Tite Street, London. Picture perfect.
The anatomy of lying. There are several reasons why people tell lies. To protect themselves from punishment or embarrassment.
To protect their own fantasies about themselves.
To protect the feelings or, in extreme cases, the lives of others.
The lies we tell.
I was drunk.
I'll be away for the weekend.
I'm going out with a friend.
I'm working late.
Oh, I've got a date.
That's not who I am.
I'm going for a walk.
The truth is rarely pure and never simple.
16 Tite Street can only be described as an artistic interior with bizarre furnishings and fabulous ornamentation. Unique in every way.
The distinguished author sits amongst peacock feathers in a luscious drawing room, juggling theatre success and the struggles of Victorian parenting. I'm equally charmed by our lovely house guest, Lord Alfred Douglas Bosey, who stays with the family now and again. They smile and laugh gaily. We're interrupted by yet another friend of the family, a certain Robbie Ross. All three men are quite clearly the best of friends. It really is a busy household.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the river, you know, the poor side with the flowing gutters and rats the size of pigs, sits Sibyl Vane, a flower amongst the weeds of her grief-filled mother and dom-top brother.
So what the hell's this marriage thing all about?
James, calm yourself.
Mum, you told him?
You had a right to know. I thought you'd be excited.
Excited? I'm flipping furious. It ain't happening.
James, don't be like this.
I'm supposed to leave to go and join the Navy. Do you think I'm gonna let you marry some bloke with a posh anchor whilst I'm miles away?
He's a proper gentleman.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Prince Charming.
Cute. Are you hearing this?
He's well fit. Besides, I hear he's filthy rich.
This is a trap. He's just gonna shag you, then leave
It's
you.
not a trap. He would never do that.
You haven't. Have you? You filthy
Oh, God, no,
slag.
James, stop this. This is the best thing to have ever happened to me, right? He's the love of my life. Just be happy for me for once.
If he turns out to be anything less, if he treats you like anything less, I'll fucking kill him. Have you got that?
James.
I will take his skull and I will smash it like a rabbit till the brains spill. Have you got that?
James, leave it out.
I won't. Not unless she says it.
Fine. I hear you. Loud and clear.
So you gonna kiss me goodbye then, or what?
I wonder if he'll buy us a new house.
I'm going for a walk.
Back on the other side of the river, Dorian side, where the rumour has spread. Dorian Gray, the best batch of them all, was to be wed on the morn to a worthless, penniless actress. Shut up.
Henry, I'm so confused that this actress that we're seeing tonight is the same person that Dorian intends to marry. It's impossible.
Oh, I knew about it ages ago. Anyway, you better believe it, the boy's simply determined to throw his life away.
It's all quite hysterical.
Don't you mean awful?
Woots in here ready to get wasted. Basil! So you decided to come?
Yes! So pleased for you.
Come along now, dearie, we're off to my club.
Henry! The club?
What?
make me. How do you feel about this wedding tomorrow? And where are we now? Darling, this is Eldorado. I can hardly see anything. Have you written your vows? You do love Sibyl, don't you? Oh, I want her beautiful face next to mine every day, speaking those lines of Shakespeare's praise.
Trust me, you'll feel like that for a year tops, and then you want to smash her in your fist or smother her in a pillow.
Henry!
What, fucking honest?
There's no light here.
My child, daylight is never admitted here. People find life in the artificial light and the incense-laden air. The caves curtained off from the hideous glare of the dead.
It's strange.
Darling, it's Bohemia.
You shouldn't have brought him here.
What is his wedding present? Dorian, I have someone I want you to meet.
What?
He's the one, over there.
Dorian, we can leave whenever you want, and we have tickets to the theatre. I was really hoping to see this Sibyl of yours perform.
Shut up, Basil. He's the one. Go on, follow him. You know you want to.
I want to what?
Oh, come on.
Stop teasing him.
Stop being boring.
You are being a bit boring.
Anyway, what would you know?
More than you think. At uni, Basil was told.
Shut up, Henry! Dorian is far more innocent than we ever were, and I intend for it to stay that way. Too late, Basil. I'm not that innocent. Dorian, you're not saying what I think you're saying.
Come on, follow him.
Henry!
Basil.
No, I can't. I won't. It's Sibyl I want.
Fine, if you blind tied Will don't want a good renter to go to waste, I'll see you at the theatre.
Basil, come to the theatre. You shall see Sibyl perform. See what a bright star she shines. A perfect illusion.
Oh, what a noble mind here is overthrown. The courtiers, the scholars, the soldiers, eye, tongue, sword.
Sibyl Vane was certainly lovely to look at.
The expectancy and rose of the fair state.
Yeah, she was curiously listless.
The gloss of fashion and the mould of form.
Thoroughly artificial in manner.
Blah, 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 blah.
The staginess of her acting was unbearable.
And grew worse as she went on. Her actions became absurdly artificial. And she spoke the words as if they conveyed no meaning to her.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah.
She is merely, as Henry had said, a mediocre, commonplace actress.
Stop it, it's just shit. Dorian, I'm sure she's just ill-pleased. Fuck off, Basil, I need to speak to her at once.
Oh my god, I was so bad tonight.
What was that? What possessed you? What illness? What lack of imagination? My friends were bored. I was embarrassed. The whole thing was just pathetic.
I thought you would have understood.
Understood what?
Why I acted so badly. Why I'll never act well again.
You mean to tell me you made yourself ridiculous on purpose? Explain yourself at once.
Don't you get it? I couldn't say those words in that stupid way anymore. The fake lights and all the old tights and the brush makeup and all those people just staring. I met you and, well, I didn't have to pretend anymore. You showed me what reality is. It's like in the play, a portrait of sorrow, a face without a heart.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's in the play Hamlet. I just meant that I did this all for you. Don't you understand?
Don't touch me, you make me sick.
Are you acting? Is this real?
I said don't touch me, you worthless piece of cheap shit.
You said you loved me. You said you were going to marry me. Kiss me. Kiss me, please. Don't turn away from me. No, no, no. My brother warned me about this. No, he was in jest. He didn't mean by it, I swear. You're right. Forgive me for tonight. I will do better. I will try to improve. You're so right. Don't leave me, please. Please don't leave me.
This is really quite ugly. I won't see you again. You've disappointed me. Goodbye.
of an actress. An inquest was held this morning on the body of one Sibyl Vane, an actress recently engaged at the Royal Theatre of Hallward. A death by misadventure was returned. How horribly real ugliness makes things. Slow curtain, the end.
Painting. It's changed just there. Can you see it? Yes. Right there. A smirk. Just as I was cruel to the girl, a trick of light, surely not my face, but the painting's face. Its true nature, state of me. No, some devilry this is. I smirked at her and that whatever I do, I will remain the same, beautiful, young, and the painting will instead show my sins. How positively perfect. Turn off the lights.
Dorian Gray wakes up. Head banging. Hangover with liquor and shame. He was unspeakably cruel to Sibyl Vane. The portrait had shown him. He would use this for good. Marry a crap actress, have affairs, get on with it. He was composing his apology letter when Henry arrived.
Dorian, darling, I have terrible news.
I can't talk. I need to see Sibyl at once.
But haven't you seen the papers? Sibyl Vane, dead. What a shame. Hashtag gone too soon. Hashtag mental health.
What? No. What have I done?
Nothing. Sibyl Vane died of her own hand. Misadventure. You should be proud. No girl has ever done bleach for me before. You inspire great acts of sacrifice, that is all.
This is awful. I was going to make it up to her, to marry her.
Close shave. Ah, how lucky you always seem to be.
Should I do something? I can't bear the idea of my soul being hideous. Flowers, perhaps. A donation. A celebrity rendition of a Beatles track.
How positively good of you. But please stop ruining your pretty face with all this fretting. The opera with me tonight. It's Basil perfectly loud B for us to gossip during the performance. Oh, I got you a gift.
Another book.
This one is special. Trust me.
Thank you, Henry, but I should, I don't know, buy some sort of mourning. Black does suit me.
I'll see you at the opera, Dorian, and please stop pretending to be so thoroughly modernly moral. It was a lucky escape, that is all. And remember, if one doesn't talk about a thing, it has never really happened.
Dorian, I came as quickly as possible. The news, it's terrible. That poor actress. What are you doing? Getting ready to go out? Dorian, your fiancé has just died.
Come along now, Dorian. Basil, a lackluster pleasure, as always.
Where are you going? To see this poor girl's mother, I hope? To the opera? Didn't you always say it was good for the soul? This is horrible. I don't know what's gotten into you. Yes, well, it's all quite sad, but in some ways poetic, an act of great sacrifice, none? This callousness, this cruelty. If one doesn't talk about a thing, has it ever really happened? That's one of Henry's. This is all his fault. I owe a great deal more to him than to you. You only ever taught me to be vain. And I'm sure I'll pay for it, but I can't but help want that boy back. Obviously. All those days in your studio, mostly undressed with you, you telling me how pretty I was. Time of your fucking life. It was. In fact, it's nice to see what the painting could have been. It's strange. What's strange? So you spotted it too? What?
there's something in the portrait.
Go on. This is hard for me, Dorian. Tell me.
Love in it.
I knew that, Basil. I thought you meant something else. So my admiration for you, it was obvious?
Yes.
In a sad way, it reeks of it. Always wanted to tell you that. And now all you can do is laugh at me.
It's not what I dreamed of.
Isn't life a bitch? No, I really must get to the opera.
I don't understand.
Sure you do. You came here to console me, be the shoulder to cry on, and yet you find me stated, fine, mourned and content. And you can't stand it. You did always like to feel superior.
That's not... You just can't be like this.
I was never yours to own.
Goodbye, Dorian. Perhaps you were right. Perhaps there was nothing more to my painting than your good looks and my ability to paint. But it's true what they say, that the art reveals the artist far more than it ever conceals him. Remember that, everyone?
Yeah. Are you done? There's a whole world out there waiting for me.
For the next 30 years, Dorian Gray did whatever the fuck he wanted.
Like what?
Like everything you could possibly think of. Dorian Gray went around the world.
Jewels and pearls.
He fucked men and boys and women.
Playboy mansions and monkey companions.
Platform heels and Union Jack.
Elvis Presley, eat your heart out!
Ozzy Osbourne at a bat.
Lady Gaga's dress of me.
Oh, private planes.
Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain.
Marilyn Monroe was 36.
Can we talk about it?
And then he did it all again.
Because nothing is ever enough. And nothing lasts as long as it did the first time. What takes you there like the last time? Then only going further can give you a fraction of what you wanted in the first place.
Beautiful sins
Beautiful things!
are the privilege of the rich.
All because of some book Henry lent him, and the freedom the portrait gave him.
You're serious? But I thought all art was quite meaningless.
Well, this book was a little bit different. The book itself seemed to contain the story of his life well before he had lived it.
A bit like a picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. You see what I did there?
People started to whisper the ride was about to get sinister.
Rosie, how could you?
Please, Oscar, stop going on and on about it. You ruined a perfect dinner.
But the foolishness of it all, Bosie, but they were my letters. How could you be so flippant with my words?
They were in my pocket. They must have fallen out.
And now I have this awful, hideous man blackmailing me, dogging my footsteps, coming to my hotel rooms. It's absurd. It's dangerous.
And still, you are the one that refused to pay him. Being mean with your money for absolutely no good reason.
I have to cut down, Robbie said.
Oh! Boring fucking whistly little mouth, Robbie!
No, I have to,
What's
Rosie.
the point of having all this success if you're not going to enjoy it?
No, please understand.
Oh, I'm going out. I can't stand this. I can't stand you.
No, please don't go. It'll all be fine.
Nothing's going to happen. You're Oscar fucking Wilde. Hmm?
You're right. I'll come.
Good.
Dorian came home, looked at the painting. He really has to hide it.
Oscar hires two heavies to carry it cover to the attic, where he grew up as a boy. There's probably more to that story, really.
Locked away in the belly of his youth.
He puts bolts on the doors.
Chains and more.
He hides the key where only he can find it.
Knows that from now on,
What the worm is to the corpse, my sins will be to the painted image on that canvas. They will mar its beauty and eat away its grace. They will defile it and make it shameful, and it will always live on. It will always be alive. He will be safe.
perfect, positively youthful.
And that is everything. Pause. Can't be hidden forever.
Ah, Robbie.
Yes, Oscar, remember me?
Oh, please, spurned lover is not a good look on you.
I haven't time for you to take the piss. I must speak with you.
Not now, Robbie. I feel admonishment coming on and it always gives me a headache.
You have to stop this. All of this. You're bankrupt.
Am I? Shit, how'd that happen? I mean, all of my plays are tremendous successes. Have you read the latest review of Ideal Husband? They're calling me a genius again.
Because he has ruined you. The champagne, the hotels, the cottages and country houses, the trips to Monte Carlo, the amount you've lost at the tables, pissed off the walls. People are talking. Constance is worried about you. Think of your two sons. What will they inherit?
My name. And they should be dumb proud of it. And what is this really about, Robbie? Did you want an invitation? Jealousy really is such an ugly emotion.
Stop this infatuation with Basil. Please. You two are terrible for one another. His father, Lord Queensbury...
do not mention that sadomasochistic pile of sideburns.
He swears he will ruin you if you are ever caught with his son again. He cannot bear the scandal.
But
it is illegal.
He should really be worrying about the other one who's fucking foreign sex.
He's dead! Oscar, a shooting accident. Exactly. Oscar, I'm being serious. I have a terrible feeling about this.
Drink?
Listen to me! People are talking. They're saying that, you know...
Good. After all, don't they say worse than
Good night, Oscar.
I wrote a letter to my love, and on the way I dropped it. One of you have picked it up and put it in your pocket. Please, please, drop it. Drop it.
The Victorian Homosexuality Quiz Part 2.
Would you say that sexually you are haunted and drawn to one special type of person?
Have you ever given some loving where you do not respect it?
Supreme lust?
Has such a person recurrent power over you? On the 18th of February 1865, Lord Queensbury, Bosie's dad, left a card at the Avonmount Club. Oscar's club, it read.
For Oscar Wilde, posing sodomite.
Dear Robbie, Bosie's father has left a heinous word at my club. I can't see anything now but a criminal prosecution. Honestly, this man seems to just simply be ruining my life. If you can make it, please do. I've admired your love and your ever-loving kindness, Oscar.
Don't take the bait. Go to France. Oscar, it's legal there. But whatever you do, please, please do not take him to court.
Order in court! A libel case against Lord Queensbury for accusing Oscar Wilde of being a sodomite. Oscar's lawyers promised there wasn't a shred of truth to the claim, but after 3 days of court proceedings, Wilde's lawyers withdrew the statement. Lord Queensbury was discharged. Dismissed!
You lost, Oscar.
Can't talk, Robbie. Going to be late for the steamer.
You're off to France! Finally!
No, off to Monte Carlo with Bosie.
But surely...
Come on, Oscar, time to go. Oh, hello, Robbie. Interesting choice of outfit.
Oscar, you need
Can't waste another moment. We are going gambling. We're going to spend it all, aren't we, Oscar? We're going to try our luck with the cars instead. Fuck the law! Chop chop, off we go.
Oscar? This is madness! Do you know what his father is doing right now? Building a case against you. They know what you are now, Oscar. You're going to get arrested.
Let them.
You don't mean that.
Not a word of it's true. It's all some marvellous fiction.
Except it is. This isn't one of your plays.
And yet it's about to reach its most startling conclusion. And everyone's, oh, so ready for the final curtain.
Pose.
Dorian Gray's so hot right now! One time, I met Dorian Gray, and I got syphilis just by looking at him!
Did you know that Dorian Gray's a world famous hand model?
I heard Dorian Gray had 2 tigers! I mean, huge!
I saw Dorian Gray wearing pearls and leather chaps though.
I want pearls and leather chaps! One time, Dorian Gray punched me in the face. It was the best day ever!
It's my birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you all so much for coming. And yes, I know I don't look my age. Funnily enough, I've heard that one before. Another year, another birthday, and yet look at my face. Isn't it stunning? But please, stop asking for the plastic surgeon. I am, unlike most of you, au natural. So have another drink. Or sniff. Lady Narborough, I see what you're up to. The scandal! Now dance, bitches! And do pay me lots of attention after all. It is my fucking birthday.
Too old for this. I hate to say it, but I think we're both too old for this.
I told you not to ruin him, and look what you've done.
Oh, come on. He's my greatest achievement.
Doesn't even know who he is anymore.
He's a big boy, free will, ever heard of it?
What I have heard is a dreadful rumour. The Earl of Chester. I was at the club the other day, and people were saying the most awful things about him, about what he's been doing these past few years.
Not now, Basil.
He's starting to scare me.
You're just jealous.
Not true. Do you see what's happening here? He's ruined, sullied. People don't want to see him, talk to him, trust him.
But look at him. He's perfect.
Then why do people keep saying all these awful, shocking? What's that, Basil?
Dorian! It's been a delightful bash, but I'm fucking off to go fuck somebody! Here, presents.
A cigarette case. How funny. To remind you of the day we met. That beautiful day in Basil's studio. Kisses! Wow, Basil, look at you, the last man standing. So, tell me, what were you saying about me?
Nothing. It's good to see you. It's been a while. You don't seem to call on me anymore.
No, I don't. But don't be shy. Do go on. You were gossiping.
I just
spit it out. After all, don't they say worse than being talked about is not being talked about at all?
I heard something. Well, the Duke of Berwick.
Oh, that old Burke. Sorry, not funny.
He told me the most dreadful thing about a boy who committed suicide, said you were right by his side. Then Lord Henry Ashton's son, name quite torn to pieces after one of your, parties. And then Henry's very own sister. Well, she's not even allowed to see her children anymore.
And I thought you, Basil, an artiste, would be able to see past the base hypocrisy of our age. Was it my influence that ruined these men? Or was I simply someone who revealed the very beast within?
That's not the point, Dorian.
Then what is it then? Or do you join those who preach morality just so that they can slander the next fellow they fancy all over their hideous dinner parties and feel quite smug about themselves?
I know. Our age is not a perfect one, our society baseless. But you could have been a force for good with your money and your
What? You're getting preachy, Basil.
Yes. Well, I think you should talk to someone else other than Henry, and I feel like this is my last chance.
Last chance?
Yes. I'm leaving for Paris tomorrow and I won't be coming back.
So in a way, this was your leaving party.
I suppose. And it was full of beautiful young men who will no doubt be dead in the next few years.
Drama queen.
Then tell me, why is your friendship so dangerous to
young men.
Dangerous.
Yes. I don't think you know who you are anymore.
Well, what you don't know can't really fucking hurt you, can it?
We can't be like that.
Oh, why not?
Because it's vile and degraded and horrible.
Wah, 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 wah.
It's shitty, okay? It's shitty to think that you're allowed to get away with being a prick with no consequences, no fucking punishment.
Wow, you're getting quite cross. If I'm such a terrible human being, then why can no one stop looking? Why on earth are they here drinking my champagne?
Of course, they can't stop looking. Your face.
What about my face?
It's perfect. Despite all these years, despite everything, it's not human.
Do you love me, Basil?
I've always loved you. And you're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm just trying to be your friend. But I don't think you know who you are.
Oh, Christ, Basil, we've already gone through this. I'm Dorian Gray.
And who is that exactly?
Do you really want to know? Come upstairs with me.
Dorian, really,
I'm not going to fuck you, Basil. I just want to show you something. The real Dorian Gray you're so keen to meet. I don't bite.
They creep up to the attic, unlock the door, dust everywhere, mice scuttle into corners, cobwebs cling to their features. Dorian rips away the curtain. And there it stands. Painting.
Ta-da!
Oh, Christ!
Don't you just love it?
What is it?
It's your painting.
No, it can't be.
But there's your signature.
That's not a thing. That's not human.
Oh, really? But this is me, Basil, the real Dorian Gray in all of my glory. I made a wish all those years ago in your studio, remember?
No. It can't be.
I prayed to swap places with the face.
It's monstrous. Oh, gross, isn't he? It's evil. You're evil.
But this is what your worship gets you.
Get on your knees with me. We're going to pray. Lol. Stop laughing, please. I can save you. We can sort this, please. Stop laughing. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done,
thy
on earth as it is in heaven. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Our Father,
And
who
you
art in heaven, hallowed be thy
still
name.
want me,
Thy kingdom come,
don't
thy will
you?
be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
No, please, no. No, please,
Oscar Wilde was arrested and tried for homosexuality on the 26th of April, 1895.
Mr. Oscar Fingal O'Flaherty Willis Wilde. Those are your names?
Yes.
Are you a dramatist and an author?
I believe I'm well known as a dramatist and an author.
Will you answer simply, please?
Simply, yes.
And I believe you have taken great interest in the matters of art.
Why, of course, I'm sorry, yes.
And this art that you create, are you concerned as to whether or not it has a moral or immoral effect?
Not particularly, no.
See, I suggest that so far as your works are concerned, you pose as to not being concerned about morality in particular.
I don't believe I understand your meaning of the word pose.
Pose is a favourite word of yours, I think.
Is it? I have no pose in the matter. The aim is not to do good or to do evil, but to try and create something that has some quality of beauty.
Beauty? We shall see. I believe this is one of yours. Wickedness is a myth invented by good people to account for the curious attractiveness of others.
I rarely believe anything I write is true.
Alan Campbell, it's Dorian. I need a favour.
What have you done this time?
Come on over. I'll explain. Quickly.
Wow! You've brained Basil Hallward!
Oh, don't be cute. Now, help me dispose of him.
Acid, Dorian, best way to get rid of a body. Burn the bones to dust, you can flush it down the toilet. But why would I help you do it?
Because if you don't, I'll tell everyone about...
God, I hate you.
Yes. Well, I'll give you this. Consider it a bonus.
I don't do that anymore.
Oh. That's what they all say. Oh, Basil. Silly little Basil, you really shouldn't have gone sticking your wee little nose into other people's businesses. What's right, you had to say those nasty things to me and you think I'm the bad one. Me? You made me suffer. You sick, perverted, twisted little man. This is all your fault. Anyway, if you don't talk about something, it never really happened. Once had love and it was a gas. Soon found out had a heart of glass. Seemed like the real thing, only to find much of mistrust, love's gone behind. Once had love and it was divine. Soon found out I was losing my mind. Seemed like the real thing, but I was so blind. Much of mistrust, love's gone behind. In between, what I find is pleasing and I'm feeling fine. Love is so confusing, there's no peace of mind. If I fear I'm losing you, it's just no good. You teasing like you do. Once had love and it was a gas. Soon found out had a heart of glass. Seemed like the real thing, only to find much of mistrust, love's gone behind. Lost inside, adorable illusion that I cannot hide. I'm the one you're using, please don't push me
posho maids know you come here.
Why shouldn't they?
Men on poles instead of young girls. How their tongues would wag.
Oh, they're already wagging now. Go get us a drink.
To think they used to call you Prince Charming.
Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare even utter those words.
Prince Charming, did he? Oi, are you?
You the fuck are you?
James, Vane.
Oh, evening, James. Now get your cheap hands off me.
You killed my sister!
Oh, I don't think so.
She died for you!
At least have your drink first.
Sister! My beautiful sister Sibyl!
Sibyl, I said get off me, darling.
I will take your skull and I will smash it to the ground like I promised her. Can you see me, Sibyl?
What? No, you're making a mistake. I'm not the man.
Stop fucking talking!
When did this young woman die?
30 years ago.
And yet, the young man. Look at my face. Cherubic, wouldn't you say? I wasn't born 30 years ago, surely.
She called him Prince Charming.
Oh, nothing but coincidence.
I'm sorry, I just thought. Oh, I've lost everything. They're all dead.
Oh, yes. Oh, very sad. Do you want to suck me off?
It'll cost you.
Great, whatever.
Oh, what a noble mind here is overthrown. The courtiers, the scholars, the soldiers, I, tongue and sword. The expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion, and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, white down. And I, of all ladies, most abject and wretched. Sucks the honey from his face.
Go on, say it.
Prince Charming.
Oh, good boy.
It's you. What the fuck are you?
Nice meeting you.
I'll find you. I swear I'll find you.
Oh, I'd get yourself checked out if I were you. I'm riddled.
I'll kill you. I swear I'll fucking kill you.
Oh, see ya. Alan, come.
I know where you can find him, if you like.
And why should I trust you?
Because I, like everybody else, hate that man's guts.
Old Bailey, London, 1895, the trial of Oscar Wilde. So much for showmanship, Mr. Wilde. You are here because you have been accused of no less than 25 counts of indecency against other men. 25 of which we will hear details of today and a rather damning amount of evidence.
I can answer to every one.
We shall see. Now, did you have any immoral practices with Alfred Wood?
Not guilty.
Did you ever open his trousers?
Not
Did
guilty.
you ever put your own person between his legs?
Not guilty.
I say to you that several nights in Tite Street you did exactly that.
Not guilty.
And what about Shelley? Did you give him whiskey and sodas?
Not guilty.
Did you ever put your hand on his person?
Not guilty.
Weren't you intimate with a young man named James Conway? He was an educated lad, wasn't he?
Not guilty.
And how much money did you give Charles Parker?
Not guilty.
You gave him a book, didn't you?
Not guilty.
And did you ever take a bedroom for him?
Not guilty.
Did you ever put your hand between his person?
Not guilty.
Did you take him for lunch at various places? The Cafe Royale, for example?
Not guilty.
Kettner's?
Not guilty.
St. James's Place?
Not guilty.
Solferino's?
Not guilty.
What about Fred Atkins? You gave him a cigarette case. What was that for?
Not Not guilty.
And what about Ernest Scarf and Sidney Maver? Did they get cigarette cases too?
Not guilty.
Wasn't your friend Taylor notorious for introducing young men to older men?
Not guilty.
Is that how you were introduced to Charles Parker?
Not guilty.
And what about Granger? He alleges you kissed him.
No, I never kissed him. He's far too ugly.
I find that answer very telling.
No,
What a jerk.
The Victorian homosexuality quiz. Part 3. Were you petted more than most children?
Is your wrist flat or round?
Do you like to dance and do you take pleasure in athletics?
Are your shoulders bony or muscular?
Would you say sexually you're haunted by another type of person? Has such a person recurrent power over you?
Posey, my darling, you finally came.
I can't stay long.
Posey, it's really not going very well, and I'm worried it's going to get worse.
What is the champagne? Honestly, this hotel is crumbling at the seams. Someone, I'm thirsty.
Oh, where's the case that I gave you?
I don't need it. Now, Oscar, I can't really do with you whining all night.
Oh, but please, Posey, I'm scared your father.
My fucking father! I can't believe he's putting me through this.
Oh, he's putting me through this. He started
For
all
fuck's
of this.
sake, where's the champagne?
But Posey, can't you see I'm scared?
How off-putting. I have an opera to get to.
But Posey, I need you in the court with me. Robbie's there, but I need you. Why don't you come anymore?
I don't know. Stop being amusing.
Please, to see your guilt soul there.
Oh, don't get all sentimental, please. Your face starts to crease in the most flattering way.
But Posey, you said that if I went to jail, you would build a house next door and we could stare at each other through the windows. Did you mean that?
Look, if you refuse to sell me champagne, I will simply have to go elsewhere.
I love you. I'll love you always.
Good luck today, Oscar. Just remember, if you go down, try not to drag me down with you.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. My brother's going to get you.
Oh.
He's coming any minute now.
Come on, Sibyl, be nice. My nerves are shredded. Won't you speak some lines of Shakespeare to me? Do your Juliet, you know you were very good.
Nah. I don't do that shit anymore. I've moved on. Besides, it is so much better when no one gets to tell you what to do. Give me a new one.
Basil, are you there? Why don't you come tell me what you think of your portrait now?
Basil doesn't like to play. Would you?
God, look at it. It's hideous.
It is fucking revolting. If you look just closely enough, you can see my smirk right there.
What was that?
I told you he was coming.
Who is there, Sibyl?
Any minute now.
I said who is there?
You all right, babes?
Is it James? What was that? Oh, no. Oh, James, no. Lock the doors. Fuck it. I don't feel safe anymore. I must not be alone.
He's behind you. Fuck you, better run! Oh. This is fun. James.
Dorian Gray, I'm gonna break your neck!
He went that way.
Nice party at the country manor stay. I'm just like, fuck, so out of breath. Give me 1 second. Oh, 1 moment. Oh.
I thought you said you could hunt, Henry.
I used to, old boy. Used to.
I'm not an old boy, babe, but you are.
Oh, and don't I feel it? Sometimes bits of my face fall into my hands. Oh, thank God for Botox.
I can't relate.
No, you're still just as glorious as the day we met, my little boy.
Radiant, you called me.
Yes. Do you remember that day in Basil's old studio? Actually, have you heard from Basil? No one's heard from him for months. Most mysterious. Probably the most interesting thing he's done disappear.
No, I don't know anything about it.
It's got to be said, he'd gone right off with age. His art had gone quite shit. It's something so embarrassing about trying to be creative after 30. If only we could all be like you, Dorian. Positively youthful.
Jealousy is such an ugly emotion, Henry.
And yet you fancy it the most?
Pity it, more like...
Touche, haven't I taught you well? Oh, did you see the papers? That Alan chap, reading between the lines, he overdosed. You knew him, didn't you?
Years ago. He never did know when to say no.
He never did.
What was that?
What, I didn't hear anything. Ah, my hearing aids.
Over there.
Well, get your gun out, prop a hare or a pheasant.
Over there.
Where?
James!
Who the fuck is that?
Found you.
Oh, well, this is exciting.
Prince fucking Charming, you took everything from me.
How did you find me?
Well, so many people hate you.
And yet I'm constantly surrounded by them.
Blow the pauper's brains out.
Oh, I'm gonna make you finally pay for everything for Sibyl.
And here she again.
You're the devil.
Go on, James. Shoot.
This is for my sister.
Sentiment does always drag a man down.
He's gone. It's over. I won.
Are you crying?
Tell everyone I'm bored of the countryside and the party's over.
Something has changed, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm free. Finally fucking free!
The Anatomy of Lying, Part 2.
There are several reasons why people tell lies.
To protect themselves from embarrassment and punishment.
To protect themselves from their own fantasies.
To protect themselves, or in extreme cases, the lives of others.
The lies Dorian has told.
I'm going for a walk.
I'll be away for the weekend.
I was out with a friend.
I didn't kill Basil.
Got a headache.
I didn't kill Sibyl.
I was drunk.
Alan who?
I don't care about the portrait.
The truth is rarely pure.
And never simple. I'm free. Finally fucking free. No one can touch me. All that's left is you. God, you're more hideous, more gruesome than ever. Every single second you crumble, atrophy, rot, and I remain perfect. God, I hate you. But it's over. It's finally over. It will never be over, Dorian. Basil?
Oh, he doesn't get it. Bless.
At the portrait, really, look at it. Some of my best work.
Excrement and tears shitten by.
It will never be over.
You silly little boy.
I will always be judging you, proving who you really are.
Leering.
No. No, I'm going to change and I'll prove you wrong. Stop laughing! So why don't you just fuck off? Just fuck off!
So, he left. And no one had ever heard of him since.
House boarded up,
Shut up.
locked up.
Trespassers will be prosecuted. Bless.
Old Bailey, London, 1895, the trial of Oscar Wilde. Today we have heard you deny your corruption of a stream of ill-educated young men, However, I would suggest to the court that all of this corruption is contained within your novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray. A story about a young man who sells his soul in order to carry out acts of gross indecency, where a sort of magical painting of him becomes hideous while he remains beautiful.
It's a little bit more nuanced.
I say to you, sir, that this book, this work of art of yours, is not a novel, but a handbook that promotes vice, sodomy, and worse.
It is a book, sir. It cannot control anyone to do anything. You must realize that novels and life are separate things.
We shall see. Now, listen to the part where the artist in the book confesses his love to Dorian Gray. I believe it was left out of the purged edition afterwards.
I deny the expression purged.
You don't call it purged, but we shall see. Page 56, my lord. I shall read it out to the good of the courtroom. Dorian, it is quite true that I have worshipped you with far more romance of feeling than a man simply gives to a friend. Somehow I have never loved a woman. I quite admit that the first time I met you. Your personality had the most extraordinary influence over me. I adore you madly, extravagantly, absurdly. Have you yourself had these feelings towards a young man, Mr. Wilde?
I've never given adoration to anyone but myself.
And yet this book, this work of art, as you call it, is full of sordid adoration for men, vice, and sodomy. And it appears it hasn't stayed on the page either, Mr. Wilde. It appears that it has been a mirror of your own life.
That's not true.
I say to the court today that you are guilty of every single crime that you have been accused of. In fact, I say to you that you, sir, are a liar.
No.
Oscar Wilde was sentenced to 2 years in Reading jail.
God, what may I say, my lord?
In that time, 600 gentlemen crossed the Channel on the night of Oscar's conviction.
That time George Padden was arrested in drag and laughed at in court. That time George Michael was arrested and forced to come out. That time Oscar's house on Tite Street was cleared out and all his belongings auctioned off.
That time the Admiral Duncan.
Reincarnations died, the joiner's empty, chariots gone.
That time Oscar Wilde's name was taken out from the theatres where 2 of his plays were currently showing.
That time all of his shows were cancelled.
That time he was spat on the street.
That time he was spat on in Clapham Junction on his way to Reading.
That time.
Dear Bosie, I've decided to write to you as much as for your sake as for mine, as I would not like to think that I have passed through 2 long years of imprisonment without having received a single line or any news or message even, except as such to give me pain.
On May 19th, 1897, Oscar Wilde left Reading jail, ostracised from society. He boarded a ship to France immediately.
Robbie, you came.
Oscar.
Sebastian Melmoth, actually.
Of course, I forgot.
I don't. It's the only lie I'll still allow myself to have. I've learned the hard way, the beauty of truth.
What did the doctor say?
Oh, not long now. Drink?
Is it wise?
Oh, death doesn't want me sober. No one ever did.
I did.
You were good to me, Robbie.
And yet, I'm still not Bosie.
How is he?
Why do you still care?
I can't help it. Does he know that I'm ill?
Possibly.
Will you tell him that I...
Yes, as much as it pains me.
He never did deserve you. No one did.
You gave it your best.
Rest.
I can't.
I'm working on getting all of your works back. The fakes rounded up and disposed of. I'm gonna make sure they're known, Oscar, forever. You're gonna be one of the greats, lauded by the very country and society that rejected you, that locked you away. They'll be saying your names at dinner parties again, as if they deserve to. Oscar?
Society, as we have constituted, has no place for me, has none to offer. But nature, whose sweet refrains fall on just and unjust alike, will have clefts in the rocks where I may hide, and secret valleys in which I may weep undisturbed. She will hang the night with stars so that I may walk abroad in the darkness without stumbling, and send the wind over my footprints so that none may track me to my hurt. She will cleanse me with great waters, and with bitter herbs make me whole.
Good times for a change. See, the life I've had can make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Haven't had a dream in a long time. See, the life I've had could make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
Yes, I will come.
You called? I'm here to say goodbye to Roots. Sorry, I mean Henry Wotton.
He's answering just that corridor.
Smells like old people and eggs.
It's an old person's home, so that's not right.
Sorry, I don't do old.
Henry, look, you have a visitor. Dorian, you came. I knew you would.
Henry, you look like death.
Beautiful, radiant. Your skin.
There's something I need to tell you.
Do you remember the day we met? The rich odor of the roses.
Henry, you need to listen to me now.
Now, to realize oneself completely, that is the aim of the age.
Henry.
Our senses rot, our limbs fail, we crumble into hideous puppets, we atrophy until we die, haunted by the exquisite temptations we had not the courage to yield to.
Yes. All this I know. You've told me this. It's why I made that stupid fucking wish in the first place.
I didn't make you do anything, you stupid little boy.
Oh, so you can hear me? And that's not true, Henry. I was better once. I remember it. Until you poisoned me with a book and ruined my life. I shall not forgive that, and you must promise to never to give that book to anyone.
Poisoned by a book. Dear boy, there's no such thing. Art has no influence on the person.
My God, you're beginning to moralise like sad old Basil.
Basil, that's why I've come there. There was an incident.
An accident?
All those years ago at my birthday party. A misunderstanding, really. He provoked me, and well, I hit him, and I killed him. I killed Basil.
Did you? But he's over there. Now, where did you go for all those years we've missed you?
I went to a yoga retreat in India. Amazing place, very spiritual. I've changed, Henry, truly. I know what it is to abstain. I'm on a 12-step program, and well, I wanted you to know about Basil before you know, so you can forgive me and tell me everything's all right.
Oh, you can't change, Dorian, that's the point. You can say all the Hare Krishnas you want, but we all know what you're truly capable of. This rebrand, it fools no one, you fucking idiot.
I've changed. I swear it. I give to charity. I help old ladies with their shopping. Stop laughing at me.
Oh, it reminds me of Hamlet. The theatre Sibyl, that was her name. She played Ophelia, and she was rubbish. There's a quote, isn't there? A portrait of sorrow, a face without a heart. It's you. You've never changed. Pure vanity, fabulously so.
I don't want to hear any of this. You are senile and deranged.
Oh, please! Whatever this is, this hideous mask, it is of your own doing. In fact, I think I see a wrinkle.
Oh, shit. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, Henry, forgive me, please. It was an accident. One last slip up. I won't let it happen again, I promise. Because I've been so good over these last few years. I really did try. It was only a moment. It doesn't count. That's not who I am anymore. I can still hear you laughing. Shut up, all of you! I don't misbehave. I shall look at the painting, and that shall prove my good intentions. Oh, God. It's still just as fucked up and hideous. No, I refuse. The spell is clearly broken. There is something wrong with it. I shall destroy it, and I will kill it, and I will finally be set free to be so good and clean and good and free. I will kill you once and for all!
My poor boy. My poor Dorian. Drink?
Excuse me, I'm kind of in the middle of something here.
Oh, do you mind if I watch?
Oh, with pleasure. I will be...
A Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Now, it really is my best work, isn't it?
No, it's a lie.
True. But I'm a born liar, we both are.
How far did you go?
As far as I possibly could.
Yeah, me too.
It's such a shame that we had to lie, don't you think? Can you imagine it? A world where we don't have to hide a version of ourselves in the attic of our childhood. What a queer thing. It never really works out well for anyone in the end. It's a hideous monstrosity. Mawkish and nauseous.
Unclean, contaminating, I hate it.
Why must I go grubbing in muck heaps?
So sad.
It really is a hideous work of art.
All art is quite useless.
Correct.
All life is quite useless.
No, my dear boy. How young you are. Human existence is the one thing worth investigating. Compared to it, there is nothing else of any value. To live is the rarest thing of all. Most people simply exist.
But I only live a life of regret.
To regret one's own experiences is to arrest one's own development. To deny one's own experiences is to put a lie in the lips of one's own life. It's the very denial of the soul.
Ah, but I don't have one of those.
Therein lies the rub.
Oh, I wish I could have loved, but I was forever too focused on myself.
I know, it's a habit of mine too.
I searched for new sensations, sprinted towards them endlessly, all because I couldn't love.
I know, but nothing isn't easy for us, my boy. I better let you get on.
Thank you.
Dorian creeps up to the attic, unlocks the door. Dust everywhere, mice scuttling into corners, cobwebs cling to his feature. And there it stands. The painting, that was evidence. He would destroy it. Once it had given him the pleasure to watch it grow old and change. The thrill, the secret, the thrill of the double life, the lie. But of late, he had felt no such pleasure. He would destroy it. Once this was killed, and it was dead, he would be set free.
Oscar Wilde died in a hotel room in Paris. 1900. The dawn of a new century. 46 years old. 1967. The law that sent Wilde to prison was abolished. 50 years later, Wilde was amongst an estimate of 50,000 men who were pardoned for homosexuality as it was no longer considered illegal under the Policing and Crimes Act 2017.
Posing as 3 Victorian gentlemen, Henry, Basil, and Dorian.
More specifically, posing as 3 Victorian sodomites, Robbie, Bosie, and Oscar.
All art is at once surface and symbol. Those who read beneath the lines do so at their peril.
It is the spectator and not the artist that life really mirrors.
Diversity of opinion shows that the work of art is new, complex, and vital.
When critics disagree,
The artist is in accord with himself.
One can forgive a man for making a useful thing as long as he does not admire it.
the only excuse for making a useless thing is that one admires it intensely.
Oscar fucking Wilde. The truth is rarely pure.
And never simple.
Pose.
All art is quite useless according to Oscar Wilde. Turner, 1775 to 1851. Toulouse-Lautrec, 1864 to 1901. Andy Warhol, 1928 to 1987, R.I.P. Ernest Hemingway, 1899 to 1961. George Orwell, Jimi Hendrix, William Butler Yeats, Jack B. Yeats, Richard Redgrave, 1804 to 1888. Henry Moore, 1896 to 1986. Henry Miller, Sid Vicious, only 21. Brian Jones, Otis Redding, 1941 to 1967, R.I.P. All dead, yet still alive. In endless time, endless art. Masters of their art. Claude Monet, 1840 to 1926. Beethoven, Bach, Brahms, Elvis Presley, 1935 to 77. Man Ray, Johnny Ray, John Donne, 1573 to 1631. Alfred Lord Tennyson, 1809 to 92. The Generation Art, Joan Miro, R.I.P. Jackson Pollock, 1912 to 1956. John Lennon, 40 to 80. Henry Lamb, Cézanne, Paul Gauguin, William Shakespeare. Brendan Behan, 1923 to 1964. Tennessee Williams, 1912 to 1983. Gerard Manley Hopkins, 1844 to 1889. Pissarro, Picasso, Degas, R.I.P. All dead, yet still alive in endless time.